I'm Dr.Deepak and I have a cancer research trust. Today we will be talking on the topic how to break the delusion. Okay, so now earlier we have talked about the delusion in many of the previous video lectures. What I did is I explained what all delusions we go through in our lives. Birth and death itself is a delusion. But what happens is like from the time you're born to the time you're no more, the life that you live, there are a number of delusion factors that keeps coming in your life. Now, how to tackle with this delusion? Once you learn to tackle with this delusion, the time frame between your desire, called iksha or will in Veda, and its manifestation or happening. Okay, so the time lapse or the time duration between any desire to arise and its reality or its happening reduces. Okay, so once you learn how to break the delusion. Now, what happens? Say, for example, let us start with our common a boy's life. Okay, common boy or a girl, his life. How the delusion, the major delusion that is there in his life is his parents and his relatives. What happens is like whenever he is about to create an iksha and its happening is very simple. See, understand you to be a simple boy who knows nothing. So, the moment you are told something, you start to imagine it to be happening. You see any story. Say, for example, let me give you an example of storytelling, or the way the story is told. See, whenever you hear a story, you start to imagine the aspect that is happening. So, see, your listening and your happening is simultaneously functioning. And the second thing, see, whenever you are out there in the market, say for example shopping, let me put it this way, shopping. What happens is like when you go to a mall, if you have enough money in your pocket, see, now this is the delusion factor where I'm putting if, but anyway, just for you to understand, let me keep it. So if you have money in the pocket, see, whatever iksha arises, you just do it instantaneously. It manifests instantaneously. But what happens is like in the life, as I was talking, let us go back to a life of a young boy. What happens is like, see, whenever any iksha arises, his iksha is bounded or binded by a number of factors, and those factors, those binding factors or those delusion factors comes from the nearest people with whom he talks. So let's start with the relatives. So her mother and father, what happens is like they have their delusions. If you work, see, a rich man's father, a rich boy's father will have a different delusion compared to a poor man's or poor boy's father. See, understand the difference between poor boy's father and the rich boy's father. The delusion between the poor man's father and the rich man's father is the poor man's father, anything that is his boy would acquire, he would start to think how he would acquire. He would have to work, and then he have to fetch money, and then he have to work for this many period, this many years to achieve a certain target. Now what happens is like that is the poor boy's father's delusion. Now simultaneously you understand the rich man's delusion. The moment the desire arises in the rich boy's his father instantaneously performs. So see, his delusion and his delusion are totally different. Understand? So how can one delusion exist at a certain period of time, the other delusion does not exist? Because see, as you are born in a different environment, those environments start to produce a different delusion. Okay, so this different delusion makes you this becomes a binding factor. So see, her parents. Let us again come to the common boy with the common father. The common boy and the common father. What all delusion he will have? The one delusion, the primary delusion that how he should be. The father proclaim him to be like this. He should behave like this. He should have this manner. He should have. He should be. Respected in the society, he should be earning this much money, and he should having a job, he should be having a career. See, this becomes the first delusion which is given by the family. Now, how to become the period that they will start adding? See, a rich man's father will give him direct the certificates, like whatever, what do you need? Okay, fine, this certificate. Okay, go on. You directly have the certificate. So, but the period between his desire and its execution is very less compared to that of a man's boy. The poor man will provide him with a number of delusion. Now, what delusion? The period of him acquiring his desire to his current situation. So see, the period itself becomes your life. Now understand. So the life of a rich man's son and the life of a poor man's son is different. But see, this is under delusion. Again, the same thing is happening. Is the rich man's son is again under delusion, and same as that of a poor man's son. See, there is no difference. The only thing is the desire and it's happening. The delusion is there. Only the period lapse is there. Now, see, once the rich man's son gets enlightened and the poor man's son gets enlightened, both are equal. You understand this point. Both can see his desire and it's happening is as instantaneously as that of a rich man's son. So this difference is under the delusion. Again, delusion under delusion. So the primary delusion that I was talking about is the familial delusion that is good. Second delusion that you have is in the society. The society will teach you how see, this guy have taken 10 years to build this much career, this industry, or whatever it is for that matter. So if you some people take 10 years, some 20, some 30, some 40 years. So what happens is like, see, your mind frame your mind registers all this. I will also take 20 years for it to achieve. So see that period that you are putting in your head, that amount of period gets registered inside your head, and what happens is like you start to work according. That is the biggest delusion, the period. See, you have got one lifetime. See, in Veda, in Agama especially, you have Dvija, twice born. The sages, the rishis that are twice born. What does that mean? That they have taken the first birth. In their first birth, they have acquired enough understanding about the functioning of this instant manifestation. Let me put it this way: the instantaneously how to manifest things. See, as you learn, see, achievement is something like that. As you learn, as the achievement becomes very close to you, as you can create a mountain of gold, see, your desire for gold diminishes. Understand this aspect. See, a poor man who cannot own a car, his desire for a luxury car would be very high compared to that of a rich man who can get a car whenever he desires. So for him, the strength of the desire is reduced. So understand, once you become a yogi and once you get enlightened, see, yogi, when I call yogi means enlightened, it is not a sadhana. Only you get enlightened, you are called a yogi. Okay. So yogi means you are enlightened. So once you are enlightened, you understand that your the distance or the period between the manifestation and the arising of a will or desire is instantaneous. So what happens is like, as you might go and ask, or you might come and tell me that why don't you build a mountain of a gold if that is instantaneously possible. See, your desire changes once you are at a certain dimension. Your desire, my desire becomes, this is the most important. What am I going to do with the mountain of a gold? See, there are crazy people who will come and keep on harassing me for no reason. You're getting the point. See, second thing, the ecstasy is not in the mountain of gold. Understand this. Once you reach to these, or even the mountain of a gold is a delusion. Understand this aspect. Once you are out of a delusion, you will not acquire all those delusional elements. You will say that mountain of a gold and then diamond ocean of a diamond or whatever. See, what I'm trying to tell you is like all these elements are a delusion. So they themselves are a delusion. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, to achieving them or acquiring them itself again will keep on binding you on another factor of delusion. So all the yogis usually keep themselves away from all this delusional element, the paper element. Nowadays, the paper element is the primary. Paper element, I am calling money factor as a paper element. Okay, so this paper element that has become one of the greatest delusion. See, everywhere, the primary delusion that is coming right from your, see, during the birth you do not understand. So as you grow older, all you are put to is earlier your etiquettes, your manner, your behavior, and all these are controlled by your family members. And then as you grow older, the money factor comes into picture. Okay, the paper element will start controlling the society and your family. See, there are two major elements. Just pick one. One is the expectation of your parents. The second would be the expectation of the society, that is nothing but the money. Okay, so now see, these are two major. Now I will be talking more on the money factor, the paper element. See, this paper element is one of the biggest illusion, that you have this this much amount of paper, only then you would be able to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, see, the second aspect that I have told is, once you are out of this delusion, for you this paper element will show no importance. So, see, understand why. See, achievement of paper. Why do you need a paper element? Paper element, because you think that if you buy something out of it, that would provide you a happiness. Or see, I am talking about ecstasy. Understand, happiness and ecstasy. Happiness, again, to a lower extent, is a delusion. You're getting the point. So, having many clothes, having many cars, and having many houses is all comes under the delusional factor. It will provide you a little amount of happiness, but that happiness is not ecstasy. Understand? And why ecstasy? Ecstasy is something that produces a fluid inside your head, which lifts up your head and which takes you beyond death. See, understand, what would be the biggest... See, if I would collect all the riches of the world and would ask them, what would be your one desire that you would want? All would be simultaneously saying only one answer: life. They want more life. They want to live longer. Understand this aspect. So, see, living longer. Now, what I'm talking about, living not longer, but living always. Understand this: for living for 1,000 years, living for 2,000, living for a billion years, living for trillion years, living for ananta. You're getting the point what I'm trying to tell you. See, you will live forever. See, this is there are channels any which ways. Once you move from one level to the other, there are channels where you become nitya. Okay, so even after becoming enlightened, you are not nitya. You are again bound to that is called as destruction, in a way. So. So you reach to the stage where you become a nitya. But any which ways, even if you are enlightened, you will live for see, you live and you become nitya once you there's a process wherein you do. So so this is see what I'm trying to tell you is like, understand this delusion. A very poor man, a middle class man, and a rich man. See, understand. So a very poor man would want to become a poor man. You getting the point? His delusion, and the period that he is framing to becoming a normally settled or normal middle class man. And even the very poor and the poor both would want to become a middle class man. Now, from the time frame that he is creating, and according to that is the delusion for him. Now, middle class man to become a rich man, the time frame that he is creating is again a delusion. Now, these are the lower level of delusion. Let me make it come to the higher level of delusion, where a rich man, if they are asked what would they want? They would want a life. So you getting the point. See, I am directing to all common people. So all common people, which is the maximum part of the population of the world. So maximum part of the population of the world. See, your desire is to become rich. But what is the desire of the riches? The desire of the riches is to live longer. See, I am giving you a shortcut. You getting the point. You will spend 1 year of, one lifetime to become rich. By the time you will become old, and by that time you will die. You understand? See, before that, if you if you would understand this delusion element, so what will happen? You will skip that delusion, and then you will achieve directly what is what is achievable by you see, even the riches are not able to they won't be able to achieve what I am talking. See, nitya or living forever. So, the delusion, now what is happening is like how this delusion is put on your head, and how this delusion is stopping you, or how this delusion is kept on your head all the time. See, the fluid that I'm talking about, the ecstasy. See, whenever you go towards ecstasy, whenever you want to produce amount of it. See, ecstasy, let me put it this way. How the one biggest example of ecstasy. See, when you are in intense desire or love for a person, see, when there is a love for a person, intense desire for a person, the being together, or the cosmic union as it is called as, the union or yoga between that two person, the yoga, it is called as yoga, in Veda it is called as yoga. So, when there is a union between that two person, the ecstasy that is generated, that produces the fluid which is called as Amrit inside your head. That Amrit, the increase of the level of the Amrit will remove all your delusion and will enlighten you. Now here, what happens is like whenever you go towards that ecstasy, there are a number of delusion factors that arises in your head. Say for example, a boy, a common boy who is listening to common music, who is listening to common drinking, going to the pub. He is there in the pub. Say for example, he is there in the pub, and there is a beautiful girl in front of him. And suddenly there is a guy who comes up and he's like, I am also a metal fan, and he starts to talk to him. And he forgets that the girl is standing next to her and waiting for him to take the call, or waiting for him to ask her out. Now, what happens is like the delusion element is the another guy who's coming and he's talking that he is also a metal fan, and simultaneously he start to play the same, the best of the music that the guy likes. See, both the elements are the delusional element. Now what happens is like the ecstasy that lies is with the girl. Once he is with the girl and he is sitting and talking with the girl, the amount of ecstasy that is generated, that produces Amrita in the head. But what happens is like there would be another delusion that would come and would take you away from that ecstasy. See, understand? The same thing happens with the marijuana that you smoke. See, when you start to